I believe you are going to regale us with the adventure thus far.
I don't remember doing that. Okay, so we were joined by Silva, the big dragonborn, who I'm quite fond of. He's stronger than most of the other people on the crew, so I have someone I can talk to. And he told us
This just in, I have been told that we should restart because no one has heard anything up until just now.
My comedy gold.
Back to you,
no.
Bran.
So no announcements or anything.
No announcements or anything, Lo.
All right.
Welcome to the mist.
Do I still get to look surprised when I didn't see you here?
Yeah, okay, so everyone, we're going live in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome to the Mist, where a bunch of pals get together and probably play some D&D. So glad you're joining us tonight. If it's your first time watching the Mist, welcome. Please follow the Games Tavern on Twitch. It's free. It supports the show, the cast, and the crew. Remember, you can watch us live on Twitch, and all shows are uploaded to YouTube typically 48 hours later, so you can catch up on all the shows you may have missed. We're going to get rolling shortly, but first, some quick announcements.
Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you also get Prime Gaming subscriptions. Prime Gaming subscribers support everyone on the show and get access to sub-only emotes and to special subscriber-only channels on the Games Tavern Discord.
you got to make sure to cheer on your favorite character when they do something awesome. Oh, I went into character.
You went straight into
Your bits and cheers show your support for the character, and we love you, our friends, for your support. Your subs help to support production quality upgrades so that we can make better shows for you.
And a humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring this show. Go to the link in the chat, if it's there, I'm hoping, to check it out yourself. Shard Tabletop is the place for 5th edition. You can access rules, adventures, and other supplements. It also provides digital tools like a character builder and a digital character sheet as well. All sorts of tools there for your gaming use. We think so highly of it here that it's the official VTT of the Games Tavern.
All right, folks, and don't forget that we have an amazing giveaway going on tonight for an epic character fantasy starter bundle and 3 free packs. Make sure you type in epic, !epic, that's EPIC. The raffle is live now. Don't forget, you have to be a follower to win, and you have to be present in the chat at the end of our show to claim your prize. We're going to be taking entries all the way up until the end of the stream, so make sure you get that !epic into the chat right now.
All right, everyone, we are supporting veterans this month. No veteran should be left behind or forgotten because of wars ending. Veterans' injuries and their need for support don't go away with that. They've protected all of us, and we are thrilled at this opportunity to give back to them. The Games Tavern team has partnered with Operation Supply Drop to raise awareness and donations. Since 2010, Operation Supply Drop has impacted over 1,500,000 veterans, active duty service members, and family members with award-winning programs. 90% of each dollar goes directly to veterans programs. You can donate right now via the link in the chat. And check out the sweet donation incentives that you can get back.
Now, before we start the show, let's do some quick introductions.
Hi, I'm Daryl. I play Brigade, your Goliath fighter. Go quickly.
Hi, I'm Jess, and I play Bronlyn, our Tiefling Druid.
Hi, I'm Kyle. I play Salem Klein, the inquisitive human rogue.
Hi, everyone. I'm Laura. I play Kura, the human Twilight cleric.
I'm Matt. I'm the resident doctor, the alchemist artificer.
And I am Bran. I will be your DM this evening. Boy, it's a shame we're running so far behind because you were going to visit the island of back rubs and free magical items, but I think we're going to have to cut that.
Lies,
Damn.
all lies. No DM is that benevolent. So,
Daryl,
yep,
tell us a
yes.
tale. Spin us a yarn.
I got my notes opened up. I have to do it like I don't know what the hell I'm talking about though. So last time there was a lot of shopping and talking happening. We all went into town. I bought a cool new scabbard for my glaive and my sword. Some people got armor, but eventually we were all back on the ship and we met with Silva. And then we had a vote between the crew about whether we were going to go after the huntsman or go back to the roost. Silva let us know that his friend was in prison and had a map that we would possibly need if we wanted to go after the huntsman. We all settled on the huntsman. We then all made our way to a ship prison known as the Hulk. It just kind of sits there. There's no mast. And Salem actually got to use a cool Dewey key that he found in the insignificant plane, and it opened up the doors, and we were able to find Coral. What's it? Coral smiles. He has a terrible smile, and it does look like Coral. I just got that. And he was very happy, and curiosity did get the best of me, and I wanted to see what was on the other portion of the Hulk because it's two ships put together. And I sailed him to unlock that door, and he did. And then the ocean decided to literally rise up. And that's where you'll find us right now.
That is where you find yourselves right now. The swell of the water comes alongside the ship and seems to lift higher and higher up as it starts to take an almost humanoid shape, these broad shoulders of just pure water. As it stretches forward and you see just the water rushing up into it to fill this form, you start to see debris kind of getting pulled up from there. You see fish just flailing around inside this massive form. You see bits of timber and flotsam just swirling through this mass as it just sort of lurches over the ship up in front of all of you.
Oh no.
To my knowledge, it was just myself and Salem that were on the other ship. So it's closest to us, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But we can all see it on the other ship, right?
Oh, yeah, there's no...
Yeah. This is a whole genie going big situation right now.
I look to whoever's next to me and I say, I've never seen what it look like that. Have you?
Close, but not live like that.
It's Salem.
So I am just. I still have the gadget in my hand, and I'm just looking up at it. Yes.
How long can you hold your breath?
Long enough.
It's going to come in use, I think. And I draw gut rot.
All right. Let's get this started. Roll for initiative.
Boy.
Oh, God. Ow.
I rolled a 2 if you're not going to count my nat 1.
Salem has a 14.
Big old 5.
The doctor has a 21.
7.
Guys, when my turn gets here, it's going to be...
All right. First up to bat is going to be Silver. And he's going to look at this massive, figure in there. And he's going to look over towards the dock.
I'm looking up at it. Oh no.
Hey, little guy.
What? Who, me? Yes, what?
He reaches into a holster on his side. And you see what looks to be a flintlock rifle. In theory, it looks like someone knew what it should look like, but made something of their own creation from it. It's a very almost powdery blue barrel to it. He tosses it your direction.
Use it. And if you hit me with it, I will tear your arms off.
That is a fair price to pay. All right, thank you. Love this guy.
And with that, he makes his way over to the other boat. Kind of does a leap over to the side and catches up with Salem and Brigade. And that will be a turn. All right, Doc, you are up.
All right, you did say rifle and not pistol, right?
It's a pistol.
Okay. Said rifle originally, so I was just like making sure.
I'm sorry.
He was a big guy, so I
He was a big
figured-
guy. I mean, it's a solid. It's more leaning towards a blunderbuss as far as his size, but for its elegant shape, it's
All right.
more of a flintlock pistol.
I'll check it, make sure is it loaded or.
You would assume so.
All right. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to pull out one of my potions, pull the cork, pour it in, shake it around a little, aim, and I'm going to fire.
All right, give me a roll for that.
All right. So that's 11 plus 5, so 16.
16. All right. Precisely did your potion add to?
Ray of Frost.
Okay.
So it'll be like a frosty metal ball that has the same effect.
Okay. So your addition of magic may have been not overkill, but at first there's that concern because as you hold out this pistol and aim it, you feel a rumble in your arm that just travels your body. You can hear the sound of a storm sort of shattering in your teeth, like you can feel it in your bones as this sudden crack of thunder fires from it, almost knocking you back. And
Pretty weak, so.
there is this definite aura of ice around this just impacting wave that just plows into the water elemental. You see just this hole just suddenly missing out of one of its shoulders, and it starts to frost over in the now opened gate.
Excellent.
All right, roll me a D10 and a D6.
Right. 10.
We're going to alter
6.
how your frost works.
That's all right. I'm okay with that. All right. 4 on the D10 and a 6 on the D6.
All right, very good. And that's you for the team?
And I'll move to cover behind any sort of thing I can find.
All right.
Boxes or whatnot.
All right, it is the elemental's turn. You see this big form lurch and kind of look at the hole that's now currently frosted through it. And it raises up one of its hands, just brings it down the ship towards Brienne.
Mm-hmm. That seems about right.
I'm going to tell you right now, that first hit just slams against the wood. You hear this creak of the ship, and it sort of shifts its weight as it moves, but you were able to just shift out of the way. It's going to bring its other hand down towards Salem's direction. That's going to be a 12. No. All right. Very good. As it
serving me
pulls,
well.
As it pulls back away from you, you see it just sort of lurch its head, almost like it's regurgitating something up. It just leans over the ship, and just ocean water pours out from what would be its face. And you see about 24 of those fish that you had caught prior. These fish with these pincer-like legs just scuttle and spread out on the deck of the ship.
Like they're coming at us, or they just spit up fish?
Right now, it just seems to be a mad dash around.
Okay. Don't like that imagery? Cool.
All right. I believe it is Salem's turn.
Okay. So I am going to reach for one of the nearest lines tethered to the deck of the ship and use the free end to secure myself to the deck as well. I'm going to move over behind Silver so that way I have in between the elemental and me, and I'm going to use him as cover for this, but I'm going to go ahead and, as it's leaning over the deck, see if there's anything that I can spot in terms of more centralized mass within the elemental, some sort of weak spot, something like that. So I'm using my
Go for it.
so it's 15 plus 19 for that investigation.
No, that would definitely pass. All right.
That takes up pretty much all of my action and bonus action, so that's it for me this round.
All right, very good. As you find your footing, it's that you do a scan of this massive form. And sure enough, in its chest, there seems to be, you don't know if it's necessarily a weakness, but it does seem to be a condensed spot where the riptide of everything going in seems to be slamming against each other as it moves throughout the rest of its form.
Okay. So with that, I think what I will do, since I still have speaking, I'm going to go ahead and regain that ball right there. Aim for that.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Kura, you are up.
All right. First thing I do is I channel divinity and summon up my Twilight Sanctuary, so the Twilight kind of ripples out from around me in a 30-foot radius, encompassing, I think I can get everyone. 5, 10, yeah, I think I can get everyone.
All right.
And then, as a bonus action, I stretch my hand toward the elemental, and I trace another rune in the air, and I punch it forward, and it shatters and recongeals into the spectral form of a gigantic axe that casts spiritual weapon.
Fantastic.
Let me get that on the board real quick. Get the right size.
I was gonna say that's a really big spiritual weapon.
Very
love to
spiritual.
see it.
Very spiritual.
Heck yeah.
They can sail and believe it.
Okay, there. And I will have it attack. Alright, let's see here. That's not gonna hit anything if I roll a 1, so.
the water shifts and bubbles away, and the axe just comes just shy.
This is a bit new for me. I'll get it. That'll be my turn.
All right, regain.
Is it close enough for me to get to it? Am I gonna have to excuse me, go out to the ocean?
It's got a bit of a lane. You could probably take a swing at one of its arms, but the mass of itself is sort of hovering towards the ocean.
That's what I was. Bonus action. Giant spike. Regain turns into big hands. But and then I'm going to do then I do the thing that I did and run up and just slice into the nearest portion of it that I can get to.
Go for it.
That's a nat, right?
That'll definitely hit.
One. Oh my god. I'm glad I had great weapon finder because I can roll ones and twos. Better. 5 on the sword. Plus 2 acid damage. And that. It's 14 points of damage.
All right, very good. Yeah, you just score wildly with that ugly hooked blade, just carving into it. You can hear the sort of bubble and sizzle in the water as the water just turns a kind of a sickly green where you drew the blade across.
I might as well action surge. I might as well.
All right.
This seems an appropriate moment. Let's see if I can hit again. I think 14 hit.
14 will hit.
Yes. There's nothing I hate more than doing an action surge and then just completely. Yeah, it's just a complete waste. Oh, that's a 6 so 1. Okay, so that's sword. 19. 5 points of acid.
All right.
21 points of damage total.
You hefting that huge blade through it, you're inspired. Just use that momentum to just kind of twist your body around and just come back again and just do another arcing carve straight through its limb. As you do, you see it splintering through timber as that goes flying into the air. All right, Bronlyn.
So as I hear the giant crack coming from my left from the doctor, and I'm looking at the water being and seeing it being hit by frost and it seemingly doing damage. I bring my hand up to my wolf necklace, and just a shard of ice kind of comes out of my hand as I cast Ice Knife, and I just chuck it as fast as I can towards the elemental. I got a clean 20.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Incredible. Okay, so it takes 11 damage, piercing damage, and then I need it to make a dex saving throw.
That on that. You rolled a nat 20, right?
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20.
That was 11 with everything doubled.
Oh, it was not. No.
Yeah, double on that.
Okay.
A 7 on there. I'm going to assume that did not succeed.
Okay, perfect. So it's an extra 2 piercing damage, and then it's going to take 2d6 cold damage. And that would be...
Just so I know, how big is the radius for that deck save?
11.
Because I'm very close. If I'm
Yes.
too close, I have to make the save too.
It's 5 feet.
I'm gonna leave this to Bran.
I will say you were aiming at the bulk of it, so you'd probably be just out of range for them.
Okay, I just wanted to keep it on.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So in total, I think my quick math is 24.
All right. You send that ice knife sailing right into what would be a throat. You just see it impact and just freeze up and sort of lock its head like in place. You just see the ice just kind of travel up and almost freeze an expression of fury in this water elemental.
I look over towards the doctor and I yell out, I'm really glad that the cold works, because all I have after that is fire.
Well, freeze it or boil it. Either way, I think might do damage, but I was hoping the cold would lock it right up.
Not how water works at all.
And that is my turn.
All right.
Because of Twilight Sanctuary, Bronwyn ending their turn within it, you are getting 5 temporary hit points.
Ooh, okay.
Everybody?
No, just Bronwyn.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm doing this right
Oh.
now. I need to
All
use it the
right.
right way.
And to the lesser extent, you will see Coral Smiles and the Kenku sort of picking up driftwood or pieces of lumber, just trying to whip it at this water elemental. You just see wood just kind of twirl and kind of slap against water, if it even made that far of a contact. All right, top of the round. Silver fishes into a pouch on his side, pulls out 2 little blue bottles, and whistles towards Brigane's direction, and flicks it towards this giant as he tears off the little stopper with his own teeth and pours it down his throat.
I catch it.
And with that, he jumps off the side of the boat.
Yes.
You see him just land on the water as if it were solid, and just charges towards this elemental, just bringing his great sword, just trying to carve into this giant beast.
That's all I ever wanted.
The water shifts at his weight, and it's sort of a little off balance as he had just leapt onto liquid. So you didn't see a huge impact into him, but he's kind of clashing against the side of this creature. And that'll be that. Doc, you are up.
All right. I assume he didn't throw me any more ammo. He just threw me a pistol. I looked to see if it loads itself. Is it magical in nature?
As you take this moment to look, you realize that there is a chambered barrel. And there, on glance, there are 2 other shots. Both of them, you didn't have the opportunity to look at the first one, but both of them are clearly different from one another.
All right. Well, I will load and aim and fire. I won't pour anything in this one because I want to see. I'm checking to see what it does on its own. So take a shot, and it's 14 plus 5, so 19.
That's gonna hit. As you ready yourself for that thunder and the shake of your body, it doesn't react the same. It's suddenly very cold on your hands. You feel just this chill just going up, and it's almost a shake of not the tremble of that power, but of cold as it again launches out, and it's just a shower of ice shards, almost in a very shotgun flat cannon sort of sense, where it just it looks like hundreds of small little shards just blast from this barrel.
Excellent. All right, what am I rolling for damage on that?
You're
D10
gonna do
again?
You're gonna do a D10 and another D6.
Ooh, all right. One and one.
Oh,
Can't have epic shots every time.
You admire the concept of it, but unfortunately, this target is so far away that a lot of the spread has been a little too big. But you definitely see these pinpoints of ice where it connects and it does a quick little freeze over.
Huh. Well, that's certainly fascinating.
this is what we find out the doctor with glasses.
And that'll be my turn.
All right.
After the Twilight Sanctuary, 7 temporary hit points to you.
All right, thank you.
All right. The water elementals. It's going to attempt to bring, this just waterfall down onto Brigade naturally.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Yes.
All right. It's going to take its other hand and reach inside of itself and kind of pluck at the mass of debris that's swirling inside it. Pull something out and attempt to throw it towards the doctor.
Oh.
That would be a 13.
If it meets, it beats.
All right.
So squishy.
You are pelted with a fair size, what seems to be a treasure chest, but it just kind of hits you right in the chest. That's a 5 damage on that one. Bludgeoning.
All right. Thanks to Kira's temporary hit points, it seems to shimmer off me as it lands. Oh! Oh! Of all the things to be hit with.
All right, and that will be the elemental's turn. Brings us to Salem.
After observing what it's been doing with that mass, I want to tie another lead to one of my daggers and try to aim for that central mass. Not applying anything to the dagger, just affixing it.
Go for it.
That's going to be 15.
That'll hit.
So that is going to be 11 piercing damage. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to take the dodge action.
Disengage him. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. Just, robes, right?
Got
And then ideally it's the dagger is stuck into that center mass, and I want to yell to both Silver and Brigade, you two, try to pull that thing out.
Silver's not on the ship anymore.
Yeah, so Silver jumped off.
I know it's a yell in their direction. I didn't think he was out of earshot.
And soon I'm about to be off the ship.
I will say you do notice. What did you tied it off to the ship itself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Dagger? You do notice that the slack does seem to start getting pulled into
Into the center.
the center.
Roiling inside.
That's fine. It's gonna make it a taut line itself. That's fine.
Or it's gonna bring the ship down.
Well,
All right.
Oh, we're on the ship.
It's been an honor serving with you all.
I'm not.
They're tied together, brother.
Salem, you get 10 temporary hit points.
Ooh. Thank you.
Kura, you're up.
All right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scribe another glyph in the air. And this one, I flick it out over the water elemental and then I pull down and it erupts into this bolt of moonlight that casts Guiding Bolt. At first level. So that's a 18 to hit.
That is going to hit.
Alright. 4d6. Okay. 14 radiant damage.
All right. As this brilliant radiant light goes into it, for a moment, it's beautiful. The light is reflecting all throughout this watery body. It's just a dazzling light show. As there's then suddenly this powerful eruption from where it hit. You see a lot of its mass, all the different bits and debris, everything kind of like shattering forward and getting smaller. It's like kind of filling up more of its space. It definitely seems to have less mass at this point. It definitely seems to be getting smaller.
All right. Well, let's see if I can take a bit more off. Bonus action. The axe takes a swing again. Spiritual weapon. That's a 14.
14 hits.
Okay. That's gonna be D8. 7 force damage.
All right. All right, Brigade, you are up.
I'm going to drink that potion. Will that consume my main action?
I will say no. That'll be your bonus action.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to drink that and then kind of fall asleep, but instead of just jumping down, I'm going to jump at. I'm going to aim for the center that Salem said that I should aim for.
All right. I'm gonna need a. Are you attempting to land feet onto the creature, or just land into?
I'm just bringing the sword into it.
Okay.
I'm not trying to land on it.
Okay.
And
All right,
just
go
like
for
be.
it.
I'm not trying to Kingdom Hearts this and just run up the
Okay.
the arm. All right, no, that's a 10.
Keeping with the one swing.
That's all I got.
Gotcha.
That's all I got.
Right. You know, with the movement of the boat and movement of the water, it's pretty hard to judge that sort of leaping jump. So you come just a little shy, but you land right in front of this creature.
It's fine if anyone looked, it looked like I was just leaping off the boat. It's fine.
Yeah.
Off the ship, I mean.
Pride is intact. All right. Bronlin, you're up.
Approximately how big would we say this water thing is?
On a guess, you'd say it's probably standing about 20 feet from where you can tell from the ship.
Woof.
It's a big thing.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam. No, I'm not. Ugh. Okay. I've seen Silver Tim and Brigane pop off the ship, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna chance these people's lives. So I'm just, I've just thrown an ice dagger. I'm going to throw another ice dagger because the first one, it went so well.
Spam it.
All right, go for it.
Does a 13 hit?
13 does not hit.
Cool. Well, hit or miss. It still needs to do a Dex 13, below a Dex 13, for the ice knife to shatter.
It got below that 13, got a 4.
Oh, okay. Well then, it's going to take my 2d6, and that is 11 points of damage, cold.
All right.
And I think we're aiming at the center cavity.
I
think I've heard Salem a time or two say that that's the place to aim for.
You are buttoning the shirt with your eye throws. So the original hit the neck. This one you're hitting square into the chest. It sort of freezes over, pretty close to where Salem's harpoon. You sort of solidified around that area.
And that is my turn.
All right. Doctor.
Yes.
You look up from that chest that just impacted you as you see these rows of wide teeth and a tongue roll out from the lid.
You
and,
jerk.
And sort of lashes out towards your face.
Oh, God. Oh, the irony.
This is the best thing I've ever seen.
It's not treasure. It's not treasure.
That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Yeah, that's going to hit.
How dare you voice your glee in chat, Matt?
DM's not supposed to be looking at that.
It's a 7 bludgeoning damage. It just cracks you, just drawing your head in the.
It's spitting monsters at us.
Oh, it's so gross.
All right, and that'll bring us to top of the round. Silver is there riding the waves, and again trying to take this great broadsword, just like bring it into, cleave the side of this water elemental. You see a nice slash cutting through it. Again, this sort of ice crystallization seems to roll up its side as more of this creature begins to get just more solidified as all of you work. All right. That brings us to Doctor.
All right, well, I'm going to roll out from under the chest, try to, I'll put the gun down, and then I'll strike my two hands together. I've got gloves on, and the chemical film that I have spread previously on the surface of the gloves activate when I slap them together, and when I pull them apart, electricity spreads between the two hands, and I try and touch the mimic.
Go for it.
Right. 15.
15 hits.
All right. D8 electric damage. 3.
Yeah, you plunge your hands forward against the front of this chest and just send these bolts so you can see its teeth actually coming down on its tongue. You see a bit of this black ichor blood kind of lashing away as it's just clenched from your shock.
All right, and that'll be that because I don't want to move away from it.
All right, Elemental is up. It is going to, again, try to fish out something from its form. You see that reach in, just kind of pull just this mass of debris. It's going to throw it towards Kura. Uh, 22.
Yes.
It's only a 4 damage on that one. You're suddenly pelted with different timber and logs, and maybe bits of chain as it just kind of pelts against you.
All right.
With its other, it's going to rear back a little and try to bring both fists down on the Brigane in front of it. 19?
Yes, that hits. I will wait for you to say what the damage is so I can get a reaction.
So I can pretend to feel good about this?
Well, I could use my reaction to reduce the damage.
18 damage on.
Yeah, reaction stones endurance. Reduce it by you. Reduce. Oh, God. Okay, so it was 18.
18?
Yeah, so I take 14.
Okay. You are just suddenly just hit with a forceful waterfall that you freeze for a moment because you feel you should be just getting plunged into the water itself, but you're able to just maintain and stay on the surface. But you are just rained down upon. All right, Salem, you are up.
Brigane and Silver got that. It's fine. They know what to go for. So I see her being pelted behind me. I see the mimic accosting the doctor. So I draw out another knife, and presumably it's facing the doctor, so I have a nice broad target at its back. So I'm going to go ahead and toss at the mimic.
Go for it.
That's 18 before I even add anything to it. So I'm assuming that's
You
gonna
need
hit.
not. You need not add any more.
So that is going to be
I had a mimic token. Where'd you go?
I put it on the
Oh,
ship.
did you? Thank you.
that's going to
I
be
knew
16 piercing damage.
16?
Mhm.
Wow. All right.
Almost max damage on all of the rolls.
That dagger flies true. I'm gonna say, in your experience, you know where to aim for. Even if it's an inanimate object, of how to break a lock. Generally, what would be the hinges of this creature just have snapped through as the blade just cuts into. The jaw itself seems to hang awkwardly now, just on one hinge. There's this just open gap as this liquid is just pouring from the side of it.
It's got full T1000.
All right.
Take care, Doc. Those things can get mighty nasty.
Ugh,
You
the breath
cannot-
is horrible.
You cannot hear him over the gurgling, the wet gurgling that's inches away from your face.
Ugh.
That's just the spitting of ichor and the tongue, attempting to collect it kind of back into itself.
Ugh.
It was mostly for my benefit. But that's going to be... Well, no, that was my action. I'm going to take my bonus action to go through the dodge stance again.
Got it. All right. Kura, you are up.
All right. I think sufficient attention has been drawn to the mimic at this point that I probably noticed it.
I would say that's fair.
And not having encountered one of these before, I just kind of double take at it, make a face, and I'm gonna walk over to it and see if I can just end its suffering here with the swing of my battle axe.
No, I like it as a pest dispenser.
Alright, so one-handed. That is a 22.
That hits.
3 damage.
3 damage. All right. You hoist that axe down, and your instincts are expecting to have that split of timber and wood and that crack. Instead, it's just sort of a meaty as your axe just kind of sticks into just this fleshy bit. That should be the hood, or should be the lid of this treasure chest. Just sort of sticks a bit. And you see just the tongue kind of darting, kind of tapping at the axe head, just trying to figure out exactly what suddenly struck it and hit it.
I'm gonna stand there and work on that and let my other axe swing at the elemental. Spiritual weapon. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that will do 10 force damage.
All right. The axe just, has that glow of light and just lurches forward. Just kind of, I'm gonna say it doesn't even just swing it so much as it flies through and kind of reappears to where you had it. And there's just this wide open gap that seems to be taking a lot more time for the water to refill and seal it. It's just sort of wide, and you see it teetering and swaying, almost in motion with the ocean. But it definitely seems to be losing its balance.
Meanwhile, I finally get the axe out of whatever this is and just ready it again.
All right.
That's my turn.
Fantastic. Good game.
Yeah. Big meaty man.
Hey, quick.
Do
Oh,
The last time that Brigane went, I did not go after him. Am I after Brigane?
yes. Did we skip you on the last one?
I think you did.
Oh, you threw the ice knife.
Yeah, ice knife.
do an eyesight.
But it blew up. And
You missed, and it only did the deck save.
Hey, y'all. Go on.
Hello.
Ew.
That's a 22 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
Gorgeous. Oh, 2 1s. This is why Great Weapon Master is a thing.
See, you're learning by watching.
Uh, 23 points of damage.
Gee, God.
Big meaty man slapping meat.
Are you using your glaive or gut rod?
This is gut rod.
All right. You sort of flip the blade and sort of hold against it so you can just use the leverage of your full body, and you carve through the rest of where Kura's spiritual axe had already started. You just finish this slice through as you see the lower half of what would be its body just sink into the water itself. And it's now significantly shorter. It's practically face to face. Granted, its head is significantly larger, but face to face with you, Brigade.
It's the first time both myself and Brigade had ever heard someone else's head was larger.
It's a rarity. I'm going to say now that you are on this level, there's something slightly familiar about it to you.
Don't do
You've seen this face before, you think. Obviously not as a giant water beast.
You
There's something about this shape.
don't make me roll intelligence checks, man.
I'm just saying. I'm saying there's something familiar about it.
Okay.
Now that you got a good clear look at it.
All right. Well, this is my nightmare. I'm gonna use my bonus action to second wind.
All right.
Try to heal some of that hefty damage. Nope. Nice. That's a total of 14 damage, so I go back to max.
All right. Bronlyn, I believe you were up.
Okay. So seeing that the mimic is just terrorizing my friends, I step back ever so slightly and ready the spell Create Bonfire to put closer to the side of the ship so I don't get my friends. And I think to myself, God, this would be wonderful if Kaz was here so I could show her how to do a proper bonfire. But I need it to make a dex save, preferably under 13.
All right. I'm going to point out, one, it did not reach your dex save. But on your moment of thinking of Kaz, you look back and you see her at the cannon. It's not loaded, but you can tell she has it lined up as close as she thinks at this water elemental, just hoping that willpower enough will launch a cannon.
Still on the other ship, right?
On the other ship, yes.
Okay.
On the Luz de Luna.
Whew.
I want to say
Okay.
I taught her how to load the dang cannon. That was her entire job.
Yeah, it's loaded.
Okay, it's going to take 4 fire damage. And if this ship is flammable, it may too catch fire.
Would.
And that's
There's
my
a-
turn.
As this massive embers and fire suddenly plants down onto this creature, there's bubbling sizzle as you see what should again be wood start to pop like flesh. It just seems to boil up and just starts to kind of shrink against the heat. The ship underneath it also seems to be producing a fair amount of smoke rather quickly.
Next.
The mimic is going to attempt to pull away from you in this situation. It's going to attempt to kind of throw itself overboard.
It's just head flopping.
It's in bad shape.
Do I get an attack of opportunity on it?
You would, and I believe Kura is also in there.
I was about to ask.
So go for it, both of you.
I'm gonna give it the old shocker. Oh, but
What?
maybe not.
What? What?
I'm gonna guess 10 doesn't hit.
Oh, as you're about to reach forward, you realize you'd be putting your hand into fire, so you pull
Ugh.
back away.
I got a 15.
15 will hit.
Right.
I broke Daryl.
It's always the best.
8 slashing damage.
8 slashing damage. Yeah. As you ready that axe and bring it down, you just split it in 2. There's just this meaty as it just kind of parts, kind of falls into 3 odd appendage-filled pieces. It's sort of like lost its bit of form towards the end there, so it's like very much more organic material than wooden chest when it just collapses underneath your axe.
That's going to be a nightmare for a while.
Well, I certainly appreciate the help there.
No problem. Let's kill the other thing.
Yes.
Can they even see it at this point?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they.
The hands are
Maybe
flailing
you'll
over the
try
side of
it.
the neck.
Wacky waving.
All right, it is Silver's turn. He rushes to the side of Brigade, just gives a proper nod, and attempts to bring his blade towards this thing's shoulder, like towards the neck bit. It falls short, well short. Not hitting Brigade short, but it definitely.
Honestly, the thought hadn't crossed my mind till now.
So yeah, the blade just catches low. He again readies himself in a defensive stance.
You think it is.
Doc, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna
One
scoop
second.
the-
One second. Did we skip people because of attacks of opportunity? Was Bronwyn
No, because Mimic was last.
Mimic was last?
and then we restart.
and then Silver, and then okay. So I scoop the gun back up, and I'll look at the last bullet in there, and load, and aim, and fire.
Go for it.
13.
13 does not quite hit. As you fire, it's the very opposite in your hands. It just starts to get very, very warm and sweaty. And you see the barrel no longer that powdery blue color, but almost a glowing red. And you just see this flare of fire just ricochet off the boat into the water just a bit, and just this loud sizzle just a few yards away from the elemental.
We stopped setting stuff on fire.
Did we hear that from Brigade?
Brigade
Or is
has
it
no.
far away?
Brigade actually has no idea that the ships are on fire.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm standing on the ocean.
Which is decidedly fireproof.
Yes. All right. Well, that would be my my lot.
All right. Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
The elemental leans in close to you,
Yeah, saw this coming.
and you, again, the face just seems to study you for a bit, and this bubbling, very thick voice is almost murmur coming from its form. I knew I'd find you again. And its two hands just attempt to just smother you into the water, just drown you in its grasp.
Is it whelming me?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a save that I have to make?
As a strength saving throw.
Oh. This is going to be the moment where I'm going to roll twice and both will be terrible.
So go for it.
I believe
You
in
got
my,
this, Brigade.
I believe in my big form. I get that. Yeah, managing strength checks and saving throws. Okay. I'm glad I had advantage because I needed. That's a 23.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
The first one was 9.
You would have been not as fine.
Yeah.
They just sort of shirt it away from you, just lifting up the blade and just kind of forcing this pooling of water, and it just cannot just engulf you. You just hold strong and just defiant. You can see just the shift in the waves like cresting on what would be its forehead, just kind of smashing in anger as it just tries to overpower you, and to no avail.
Who the
All
fuck
right.
are you? That's all it gets for me.
Salem, you're up.
So the mimic is dispatched. So I'm going to head over to the side of the ship where the action is happening now. Take stock of the situation. Oh, hey, look, it's much shorter now. I'm assuming at least some of that mass that is at the core is still there. So I'm going to go ahead and up another dagger.
Just look down, see me wrestling with like a water elemental.
You're doing great, bud.
Go for it.
That's 15.
15 hits.
13 piercing damage.
All right. As your dagger flies, it flies into one of the ice block areas towards his neck, and you just see it seem to shift, hit so hard that it sort of shifts this ice out and away and through its throat. As that falls away to the water, and you see it kind of, again, lean and get smaller to try to fill in that space. But it's definitely looking worse for wear right now.
Right. That's all I got for this round.
Very good. All right, Kura, I believe you're up.
All right, I'll get a bit closer to where the ships are joined. And once again...
That area is lit on fire currently.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Caution, fire hot.
A bit.
Well,
Hey, don't tell me not to practice this spell on a ship made of wood. What? Nothing will happen.
I will step around it then and come over here. See about that. And once again, I will scribe the glyph in the air and flick it upward and pull down. It'll be guiding bolt again at first level. That's not going to hit. That's a 9.
Not gonna hit him, right?
Spiritual weapon, though, will take another swing.
All right.
That's better. That's a 22.
That definitely hits. Go for it. Hey, thank you for fire there.
Yes.
I mean, not thank you for the actual fire, but thank you.
That'll be 11 force damage.
11 force. All right. That axe again just seems to just dance as it just flies through. And you see it just blast right through an arm. And the arm, as it pulls away, just instantly turns into just water and falls down. The creature is just leaning very heavily. That head now getting even lower than Brigane at this point, but its eyes still fixed on him.
Here's my question, because I believe it's my turn now, right? Or at least-
It will be.
okay.
That is up to Kur to decide.
Yeah, I wasn't sorry. I didn't.
I'm done.
Okay. One, was that a male or a female voice?
It was a male-sounding voice. It was
Okay.
a masculine with a.
Masculine voice. And I recognize that face. Is it possible that it was the face I saw before I got dragged here?
That is all. That is all you can think of currently.
Got trained my juggler is going to look a bit different now. And then I swing. And then I swing at him.
Go for it.
No. Total of 8. So that's fine. Yep, that's fine.
All right. The waves seem to ripple, just kind of dodge out of the way of that blade, but it's still just focused on you, just staring at you.
Oh,
As much as something without eyes can stare.
You keep getting away, and I'm not going to let it happen again. And that's
All right. Bronlin, you're up.
So the magical flames have died out, but I
Oh,
want to
have
talk.
they?
But I want to talk about the planks. How much would you say? So like, let's take a peek at the fire. Would you say it's this big now?
I'd say by the end of your turn, it'll probably be about that big.
Excellent. Okay, I hop on over to the next ship
wow.
and I throw another ice knife at the elemental. And you know what? I'm aiming. You know, I've done the head. I've done the neck area. I'm going for the belly button, I think.
I'm gonna say by this point, it's mostly just head and shoulder.
Okay. Well, we also
I
can't
know we
get the
wanted to
knees and
button it.
toes
I know.
because I did a 13, and I know that doesn't hit. But if it performs worse than a Dex 13,
And this time I know I have to roll because I'm definitely
Yeah.
within 5 feet of it.
It did do worse than the 13.
okay.
Is it no damage if you save, or is it half damage if you save?
I believe it's no damage.
Could you please confirm that for me?
I think it's half damage. Ice knife it.
Ice knife.
No.
No?
It's no damage?
It says the target and each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So I think you're Gucci.
Yeah.
Unless I roll terrible like I just did. That's a 6.
Well, have this 5 points of cold damage.
Have to. I'm resistant to cold. What would you say? Half 2, or you want to make it the higher, so 3? I'm talking to Brand.
It should be 3 technically.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll make it 3. I believe you usually round up.
Yeah.
You then get the slowest of turns.
You're in the water. You can't see me.
From your view, there's this sudden just ice spear that just landed right next to you, and then just shattered in front of the two of you.
Oh, yeah, that's in my gaff. That's in my gaff. The hell is it? Hello.
So Silver is also with you, kind of trying to pluck shards of ice out of his face. Just confused glance up to it.
What the hell is throwing ice up there?
Sorry, I can't hear you after all the the water crashing, the fire cracking. Can't hear anything. And that's my turn.
All right. Silver's turn. He is pulling bits of ice out of his face and fishes around on his belt, pops a tiny little red onion bottle, guzzles down a bit of healing, whips the bottle behind his face, or behind his back, and just sort of proceeds to ready himself against this creature. All right, Doc, you're up.
I too am gonna abandon this ship and jump across to the other one. They look like they have that well in hand. Did Salem unlock this boat, this door?
They're both unlocked.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go and just kind of run over to this hatch and try and open it.
All right, sure enough, it opens with no struggle.
If there's anybody down there, the other ship's on fire, you might die. So you might want to come out. And that'll be mine. As I'm, keeping an eye on the water elemental, making sure he's well in hand, not looking at me.
You hear a voice from the dark. Oh yes, just leave the prison ship. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, why didn't I think of that sooner?
Well, now the hatch is open, so get your ass out here.
Chain the wall.
Oh, blast. All right, I'm coming down. And I'll start going down.
All right. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the rest of your turn to get down
That's
to.
Yeah.
All right, Elemental just weakly swaying against and just tries to slap down several times towards Brigade, just trying to pull you into the water with these impacts. 16?
That hits.
All right.
Beats, baby.
On that last pull, it impacts hard and slams you against the water. Uh, 12 damage.
Oh. Ow. I'm still above half.
All right, and that is its turn. Salem.
Out of curiosity at this point, just because unlocking it caused it to come about, still have the device with me. I run on over to that dome that I was working on this ship, and I'll use it to see if locking it does anything.
Okay. I think we already assumed you've learned well enough how to use it on here. I'll make you roll for it.
Yeah, I think that's how we ended it the last time, was just I got this.
The
Yeah,
dock goes down and just hears the hatch immediately locked behind him.
To be fair, I probably would have left the hatch open, if at all possible, standing up. So
that is surely what you would have done. As Salem rolls this device in his hands and works it, the latch does slam down and lock.
Mhm.
Doc, there is this loud impact a couple feet from the back of your head as you hear and watch this long metal bar just slide over there and lock into place. The water elemental does not seem to react to it.
I didn't expect that.
So you mentioned something that happened with the ship itself too. When aside from like the locking, like it seemed to grow more still, or is that just the rest of, or sorry, that it started to move more? Does it?
Yeah, that was the locking
Lock back
mechanisms
in?
underneath your feet.
Okay, all right, that's it. Huh. All right. You kept that as, I guess, full action.
Okay.
Fair enough. So bonus action. I really don't have anything else to do. That's it.
Alright. Take it away, Kuro.
All right. I hop off the burning half of the Hulk. And I shout over to Salem, Salem, undo that! The doctor's below. And I'm going to try and one more guiding bolt on this.
Alright.
This is not going well. That's an 8. But what I'm going to do is, of course, have my spiritual weapon go again. That is also an 8. Maybe time to retire that die. And that's going to be my turn.
Alright. I'm gonna say as your rune cast in the sky, the elemental seems to look up and try to pull forward, sort of caught on the harpoon that's currently holding it, but shifts the boat and everything slightly forward, so you're just out of line as the cast is down. Regain, I believe you're up.
As it's trying to pull me, battery down into the ocean, I go, it does not matter if you're a human form or water form. I'm going to kill you either way. And that's 21 to hit.
21 hits. Speak with your heart. How does this go down?
Going back to when Salem pointed out the center of it, does it look like just debris, or is there actually does it look like something important inside of it?
At this point, it's hard to tell. There's just so much that's condensed in there.
I'm going to drive my sword through it, and because it's two-handed, both hands go inside of it, and then I grasp a hold of everything I can inside of it and rip it all out.
Experiencing what you've wanted to do to this person for so long,
Yes.
that feeling of pulling their heart out, you're able to somewhat reenact that feel as you lurch and rip everything from out. Water seems to be gushing and pouring out as it gets smaller and smaller.
The entire time I'm looking at it and where its eyes would be, as the life leaves whatever this is.
Right as it's kind of shift in form, it is now a human size as it looks to you. "'Tis only the beginning, friend. I will now. I will find you very soon. Rest assured. And it just sort of pools into the ocean and dissipates.
I'll keep killing you. But for now, I ripped your heart out. It's payback for when you did it to me. In the debris, do I happen to see that thing that he was wearing on his wrist when we first were fighting? Anywhere?
Roll a perception.
Perception. 13.
You do not spot that particular object.
I keep the bundle with me just in case. This is my prize of the day.
Fair enough. There you go. That is the fight. And I think we're going to take a quick break, take a breather, and we'll be back with some announcements and a lot more game.
All right.
All right. We'll be back. Don't go away.
All right.
Hello. We were all
Welcome
prepared.
back. So prepared were we.
So
All right, I
prepared.
think
Here's
we
some
got
announcements.
And here's
prepared
the-
for those announcements.
And here's the announcements. The Games Tavern Patreon is a great way to support the show and get useful perks and awesome content. The latest updates include early access to interviews from the Games Tavern Happy Hour, miniature paint plans from that Mini's Paint Show, and battle maps and plug-in encounters in your games. Just go to patreon.com/thegamestavern, all one word, and get your hands on this amazing content. Some recognition of some of our regular Patreon supporters: Veritas23, Rose, Math Productions, Michael B, and Christopher D. Thank you for all your patronage and support.
And friends, don't forget, we do have an amazing epic character avatar fantasy starter bundle pack. If you type in !epic into the chat right now, you can be entered in to win that. The whole cast has actually used it. It's really cool. You can create a bunch of different characters for your use. The raffle for the package is going to be drawn at the end of the show, so make sure you stick around after entering and see if you won.
And all right, friends, this is a cause near and dear to my heart. We are raising money to help vets. The Games Tavern, along with our friends on other streaming channels, have set up a huge charity super stream weekends this month for Operation Supply Drop. 90% of each dollar goes directly to programs for veterans and their families. Thanks to your support, we have raised $545 so far for vets. Please keep the support coming in and use the donation link in the chat. That isn't all. There are so many donation incentives and giveaways from Shard Tabletop, D&D Beyond, CZ RPG, 2C Gaming, Overhead Games, and Reaper Miniatures.
Awesome. I think that was all the announcement we had at the time. All right. Everyone, the seas have calmed. The sense of storm seems to have left. The water elemental is no more. Doctor, you're currently locked in the dark of a prison ship. Thankfully, you can see, but
Being an elf and all, I will look around with my elven eyes and see what I can see down here while I'm pushing on the door to get it to open.
as you do, there is a figure chained to one of the bunks, kind of leaning over, looking your direction. We seem to be a half elf in our appearance, with dark red hair and scars everywhere. Not like just big battle scars, but like lots of small scars just on the exposed arms and face and the neck. So your new bunkmate?
Not exactly.
That,
It's a rescue of sorts.
yeah, seems to be going very well.
This is just a small setback. I'm sure it'll well, why don't I come down and help you out while
Yes, that would be great. I can certainly smell the fire. So
yes.
if I burn alive, I'd like my hands to be free.
Fair enough. All right. And I climb down and I'll walk over to him and I'll remove some thieves' tools and hold hands up, please. There you go.
Yes.
All right. I'll put the pry bar in and the pick and look for the key sinks and try and get it open.
Go for it.
All righty. That'll be nat 12 with my bonuses. Dex. So 3, 4, 5. So 5, 16. 11.
Yeah. You make
16.
quick work of these manacles. It just unlatches and this heavy iron hits the ground. Thank you. Thank you. It is nice to know I can scratch my ass before I die.
Yes. And I
Just hit all sorts of locations, just scratching away.
What's your name?
Old Crimson, they call me.
Oh,
Well, not quite so old, but Crimson they do call me, or they did.
I wonder why. And I chuckle as I walk back towards the.
Oh, I like you. Not just because you set me free, but that is.
But
it
certainly
part.
helps. Right.
So let's try to get out of here. Yes.
Yes. And go back over and climb back up. Bang on.
No, it's funny. It's funny. I'm talking to Kura. It's like, why? He said he seems to be having a blast down there. He's chatting up a storm. It's fine.
Yes, well, the other ship is burning
Speaking
and could
of
leap
which,
over here.
well, speaking of which, you might want to undo those tethers then, if that's the case. Point at the binds that are keeping the ships together.
Yes. And I start working on them with my axe. I look over to Bronlyn and I say, do you have a way to undo that?
Right. No, I don't. But I also don't think that we should really worry about it.
Yes, we should. Would you like to
It's-
know why?
Why?
Did you know that ships are treated with oil to seal the wood?
Right. I actually don't know a lot about ships.
Right, so don't set fire on the ships. We're in a lot of trouble at the moment, so maybe help untether.
And I just get to work and I take my a dagger out and just start cutting it.
Start cutting through.
From where we are, from where Silver and I are, is
Yes.
there any divots on the side of the ship or handholds for us to climb up, or are we so far down that we actually need?
You have the rope.
That's what I was about to say. Are we so far down that we need the rope? That's what I was asking.
You would probably need the rope currently.
Okay.
It's tied off. You're fine.
I put the stuff inside of my shirt. I sheath gut rot and go, okay, let's make our way back up as I slowly begin to go back down to my normal, smaller size. My average
Small gains.
My average. There are no small gains here. There's Bree gain. There's big gains. There is no in between.
Silver follows once you've made it back on deck. What is your reaction?
Okay, so we killed it. What the hell, guys? How many times did I say no fire on this ship? Any ship.
It just it doesn't seem like a good place to keep people. I mean, isolation isn't good, and isolation at sea definitely isn't good.
The first
It's
person
not rehabilitation.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume it was you because you were the first person that started talking.
Right. And
Also, you were the person I keep saying, hey, don't teach the child to set things on fire on a ship.
I just kind of look at him with my hands like, what are we going to do? You know, it's already happened.
Yeah, most people, if you were a liability, would make you walk the plank, but I don't have the time at the moment.
I'm still chopping.
What? Wait. Where is Are we missing people? Okay, I see the.
As you do that look around, Coral smiles and the Kinku at some point had made their way back to Luz de Luna.
Okay.
They are on deck.
Okay, I see Coral and the bird.
You see the dwarf wave is your direction.
Okay.
Do we think that those two know how to sail?
Yes.
Do we think that they might try to sail off without us?
No.
Silver?
Yes. All heads turn towards Silver.
He's thinking about it.
I'm not
No,
super fond
no.
of hesitation.
No.
I gave the
No,
I gave,
Coral wouldn't do that.
I gave the crew specific instructions not to allow anyone to take the ship unless it was us. I told them that before we left, just because in case they did run for the ship while we were fighting something. I knew this scenario would happen.
Have I gotten through the tethers yet?
Yes, you've gone through the first one. So you finally get that nice final chop away through this heavy rope, and it just sort of starts to drift away from the boat you're currently on.
I get to work on the other one.
All right.
I follow.
I'm going to let the doctor out.
Okay, yeah. What the hell is the doctor?
He's making friends. Don't worry too much about it.
Did you lock him in the basement?
He's busy.
Open the door.
Mm, y'all are such a bull. And I go and back over to the dome, unlock it.
Okay. You work your magic, and there's that loud shunt as the bar slides across, and I'm assuming the dock is pushed in open now.
Well, more like.
Yeah. And
See, I told you they were just playing, just having a good sport.
Kura and Bronlin, you have made your way through those other ropes and are able to sort of do that last little effort to shove the other ship away from, as it now takes its Viking-like funeral journey off to the sea.
Under other circumstances, that is something I would appreciate, but not right now.
But there was a body in there, so I guess it's a good send-off.
True.
You hear Coral Smiles yell from your deck. Oh my god, you didn't save little Jeffrey! That's the boat.
What? I don't have the time. Okay.
I come up on deck and come on up, sir. And I'll step back to let old Crimson up.
As Crimson makes the way up there, you are all greeted with a very pale figure, very white, with that shock of dark red hair, and again slashes and cuts up and down his form, as he's kind of shielding his eyes to the light. Hello, gracious host, thank you. Why, to what honor do I owe you?
I don't like pirate hunters, and you captured my one, so you're free. But the long and short of it, me, I don't know.
Well, that is the best deal I could possibly ask for. Fantastic. Do you have another ship, other than, he points at the burning wreckage that is now starting to...
I've
go
signaled
down.
for the bosun to bring the other ship alongside the starboard bow, or starboard stern of the ship.
As you do, you see a salute from the skeletal hand, and makes its way over to the wheel, and you just see your ship kind of shift and move right towards that direction.
We've secured a ride.
I asked the redheaded fellow right now, is there anyone else downstairs? Anyone else in this prison?
No, it was only Crimson down there. I had no one to talk to for a very long time, so this is so much a pleasure to be here with you.
And why were they keeping you by yourself?
I don't know. I didn't ask. I just bit the guard as they locked me up. My mouth was full, so I couldn't really ask him why I was alone.
And then, did the guards stay here, or did they then leave?
No, they dump us off and then they leave. And Old Crimson has no one to talk to for... Oh, I don't know. What year is it?
I'm not sure either.
Yeah,
it's-
what year? Yeah, what year is it, Brad?
835.
You have no frame of reference of what year it is here.
Have you just been not eating then?
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had anything to eat.
Did the others have food down there?
Well, there were no other... Are you talking to Bran or Crimson?
I'm more asking a general out loud question of did the others on the other boat have food?
They did not either.
How many sleeps have you had here? Did you count days?
For a while.
So this is a death sentence then.
Well, if one could be so lucky.
Does anyone think that maybe we should go downstairs to check it out, or should we hop ships and set this one ablaze as well?
I don't really care. I'm just going back off the board this ship. As soon as it comes back over, I just go back overboard.
I'm kind of watching Brigane.
Does he seem moodier than usual?
He always seems moody.
Can I make an insight check on Brigane?
Go for it. That'll be between you two.
Go right ahead.
That's an 8. It's a stupid die again. Another 8.
A total of 8.
Yes.
Just because I barely beat you by a 1. You don't know what it is, but there's something, so that's what I'll give you.
All right. I don't know. I think I'll talk to him later.
And I go to the captain's quarters.
All right, as you do. Is everyone making their way back to Liz de Luna?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Did Curtis say that out loud? Oh, I guess I'll ask him about that later.
Yes. I was answering the doctor, whoever asked me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as I'm gathering up line and all that, ask him about his book. I won't give too much more on that. I want to let him tell his tale. But I think that might give you some insight.
I may. You may suspect how I know anything about it.
Well, if he does, he and I can have our own conversation.
Fair enough.
I make my way over to the ship.
See, walking past you, Crimson slaps hands on both your shoulders. So much solemn faces, rejoice, we are free. Go on, we will go back to town. I will get you all drinks. Yes, yes. And silver will pay for. He says he makes his way back to
After the last person hops over, I turn around and I do a couple create bonfires, and then I hop over.
In no time, the ship just envelops in flame. And just, collapses into itself and into the water.
I'm going to head over to the helm. Set our heading for Calliope's regret. And I'm going to turn us towards there to head us back.
All right. as you do. Coral smiles, makes his way your direction as you've reached the helm. All right, I think I know what you'll be wanting. And starts pulling off his clothes.
Whoa. Oh, hold on. Wait. Is that?
Yeah, that's right. You're here. And you'll be wanting to go down here.
Interesting.
Mighty forward of him.
Hold on for a moment.
Aye.
And so we lock our heading, I lock in the wheel, and I have a couple scripts of paper, and so I'm start copying down the pages so that it's easier to see on a flat surface.
Yeah, he knows still.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
also, we don't need you to take your clothes off all the time.
If you want to know where all the islands are, I'm afraid you will.
Once should be plenty.
All right. So, going after the hunter, are you?
Well, that was the decision that we made. Well, to come here anyway. I believe, yes, you were the next step towards finding the hunter. Who is this hunter? What makes him so big and bad?
Couldn't they say? As far as I know, he's always been big and bad. This place just seems to belong to him. He's got a lot of power here. Seems to control a lot of things.
Know of anyone who's met him and lived to tell the tale?
I've escaped him a time or two.
What can you tell us of him? The 3 stories tall? Was he green? Who knows?
Well, I mean, I've been face to face with him precisely, but I've escaped. I've gotten away from his ship.
Okay, his ship.
Oh
What
yeah.
about that?
Oh, terrifying thing. Blots out the sky it does. 3 stories tall. Made of dead men's fingernails.
Lovely. So it's a tall ship. How many to crew it?
Couldn't I say? Hundreds. You ain't seen a boat that big.
No, I've heard many long tales about large ships patrolling waters in the dead of night, but nothing people seem to believe so wholeheartedly.
Look, I told plenty of pork pies in my time before I landed my arse here in Fiddler's Green. This ain't no fairy fable.
No.
This is something different. This is nightmares. And if you're going to be wanting to get to the hunter and go against that ship, you're going to have to pick up a few things first.
Things. I mean, I figured we'd need to do better armaments for our own vessel, but
To say the least. This is it's a fine vessel you have. You got about 90 more of them back at the island, because then we might be in good shape.
I understand the size would help improve its own speed. I do prefer the nimbleness, though, of the smaller vessels. What do you mean by procure a few things? It seemed that there was something specific you had in mind.
Yeah, look, it's not so easy as just finding the bastard, you know? I can't
Yeah.
just point to my third nipple and say this island here, and you just go over there and find him. He's got these seas cursed. He's got nasty stuff there. You're gonna have to get something that's gonna get you through that to begin with.
What is it that the huntsman wants? Aside from pirates, of course.
far as I know, that's his bread and butter. That's why he exists.
See, back where I come from, when trying to hunt for big quarry, they had their own territories, leagues sometimes. It could take you days to find even the smallest signs of them, and even then, no telling where that would lead you. What I found is that it's easier to have them come to you. Is there any particular mark that has been vexing the huntsman? Anyone who might draw his gaze?
Not that I heard. I like to think we're all equal in his eyes.
Well, that's mighty generous of him. Side note. The roost.
Hey,
What can you tell me about that? Passed by there and got accosted by some harpies. Aside from that, heard of some worship going on. What else can you tell me?
well, I mean, sure enough that a lot of the folks go there with the goal to die. They hope they can just not exist anymore, just not be here.
I can see the draw of that.
Yeah. So they go seeking the Raven Queen. I don't know if she's ever shown any mercy to the poor bastards. But yeah, I see it, we're already dead, and this is it.
Well, everyone has their own way of showing mercy. Thank you.
As it
Quick
is,
question. Sorry
Good.
for cutting you off. Has anyone need to eat here?
shakes it. Nah. That was my first suspicion that we're all dead.
It makes sense, of course. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. I just need to get this pot on your back here real quick, and
Of
I'll be
course,
set
of
with
course.
my maps.
I'll lean in at that point, close to his chest. And you may want to get that growth looked at. It's not an island, nor is it part of the map, and it looks possibly cancerous.
Well, that's my beauty mark.
Well, I'm just saying.
Doctor is dead.
What?
You can't really get more dead.
Well,
Does
I
he
mean,
though?
I could. He points back at the bosun there at the wheel.
There you go.
There's a difference between being that and being non-existent. As that, you still are here in one form or another. Even if you were to be a pile of dust, there would be memories of you, tales possibly, stories with those to tell. Non-existent means nothing. You never were. I would much rather become one of those than be non-existent.
Well, I'm hungry. Let's eat. Walk away.
I suppose I could have a bite.
I gather up the papers. I believe the galley's down through there. Cora might have started up something as of yet. I don't really know. I've got my own rations to feed on. Though we did just pick up some food. I realize it's not a necessity, but is a comfort. And I believe all of y'all need a little bit of comfort right now.
Coral smiles, nods, and makes his way to the galley. Crimson right behind him. The Kenku approaches. A little comfort right about now. Makes its way towards.
I already have the heading locked in, so unless there's any sort of change or anything like that, I'm just staying at the helm.
All right.
I am not in the galley. I go around to, let's say, the bosun first, and I ask, have you seen where the captain's gone?
I believe it's downstairs, down to his quarters, ma'am.
Thank you. I'll go down to the captain's quarters. I'll knock on the door.
Yes.
Can I come in, Brigane?
Yes.
So I come inside and shut the door.
He's just got a bunch of debris laid out on the desk in there, and he just and a note, and it is I've got my notebook open to like the page, and you can see a name scribbled up on top. He's just kind of staring at the debris.
Usually, you're in a much better mood after destroying something.
Usually, the thing that I hunt down and kill won't tell me that it's going to come back. But
What was it, or who was it?
you remember when I told you I was fighting someone when I was brought here?
Yes.
Apparently, that was him. I don't know how he became what he was, but he told me he wouldn't see me again. Then, of course, he tried to kill me, but I'm a better fighter, so I killed him first. And then, with his last breath, he said it was not the last time I would see him.
So, you killed a form of him,
Yes.
but he's still out there somewhere.
I thought I was at the end finally. And yet again he managed to take someone.
What was that?
Roger, what do you mean, what did he take me for?
That
He was a part of the hunters that killed my crew 4 years ago. He was the last name on my list.
when you knew him before, was he powerful in magic?
I honestly could not tell. I did not think beyond I'm going to get my revenge for the past 4 years. If anyone had magic, it did not matter, it did not stop. But it could be that this place transformed him somehow. Can I roll an insight on Cora?
Sure.
Nope. That's a natural note right there. I am the saddest Brigade the Pooh right now, and he is completely.
I come over and I put a hand on Brigane's shoulder. I kind of look down at the book.
You see the name Reginald Archon written in there.
Reginald Archon.
If you look closely enough, you could see there's about 20 to 30 other pages, and it looks like each one has the same indent of a name at the top. And you see in the middle what looks like a brownish stain about the size of Brigade's thumb.
But there are other names listed.
Oh, yes. It's literally basically a serial killer's notebook in here. Like, it's lit like each that stain. If you recognize what dried blood looks like, it looks like Brigade dipped his thumb in each one of their blood and put it on the page.
Every time you're able to scratch out a name, Brigade, what does that feel like?
The beginning, I thought it would make me feel better. It did not. And eventually it just became me fulfilling a promise I made to the rest of my group to avenge them. Especially my cousin. But, as I said, it's been 4 years. Revenge didn't consume me completely. It just became my business, not so much my life. As I said, it grabs too. But I guess everything else is always in pursuit of finding everyone else that served aboard the ship. To answer your question, I don't really feel anything anymore when I do it. I just know it has to be done now.
And when you're able to scratch out that last name, what then?
I know we have not known each other for a very long time, but I feel like you've gathered that I don't think that's far ahead.
There is thinking ahead and there is feeling ahead. There is knowing with your gut ahead. You don't have to answer, but
Emotion is not.
and why is that?
That goes far before I ever sailed aboard the ship. And I think that's probably a conversation.
Fair enough. But, and I lean down so I can catch him straight in the eyes. I say, you think you are strong now? If you were to let it happen, you would be twice as much and more. I'm gonna kind of give his shoulder a squeeze and I leave.
Okay. Okay. Can I leave the captain's quarters and go back on deck? Okay, so what did we learn today? No fires on decks.
Give Kaz a little nudge and a wink. And I say, right, yeah, we're actually going to be moving on to Ice Knife. I don't know if you saw the elemental, but it did not like the knives. Well, I got it right in the head, right in the jugular, right in the tummy. It's going to prove to be pretty useful for you, Kaz. What do you say?
Kaz whispers up to you, her little hands like clutching at your. You were so cool. You were like fire.
It's going to be you one day. Just you wait. Just you wait.
Casimir, you set the fire aboard this ship. There's no way getting around it. We're going to have to make you walk the plank. It's as simple as that.
Meh, Uncle Brigade, he makes jokes, but we're moving on to ice. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
What? Didn't make what the hell are you talking?
You're just so damn funny. Anyway, who's hungry? Do we have some stuff to make some bread on this ship?
And as soon as Bronwyn does turn around, I look at Casimir and then give her a wink.
Now Casimir just trying to do the math in her head of whether it was a threat or not.
Yes.
For anyone facing the stern, the back, you see there's a ship behind you now. A bit in the distance, but it's clearly following in your wake.
Does it look like it's gaining on us?
The fact that you hadn't seen it till just now would imply that it probably is.
As it's getting closer, does it seem like it's a very large ship?
It doesn't. It looks like it's about the same size as yours.
Okay. My other question was going to be, does it look like it's two ships that's on fire that's just full-blown coming after us right now? Just a full-blown carry situation?
Ghost ship?
So, a flame ship coming after us.
Full sail. And I unpin the helm. I'm gonna take us round, try to steer us wide, see if maybe this is just a coincidence. I'm saying that to Brigade, assuming he's pretty much right there next to me, so we're both looking over the side.
I've made my way up.
The bosun and the gunner and the other instantly begin to start working the rigging. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking out loud. Is the ship flying any colors that we can see?
Not currently. It's just sails at the moment.
I'm really hoping this is a friendly ship because that thing, tried to drop me. And my chest really hurts.
When you were looking over the ship earlier, did you see any storage of flags for us to fly? I'm going to take that as a no.
I'm pretty sure my investigation, I'm going to trust my investigation.
You're the only one who's here who's actually looked over the whole ship.
Cora looked over the whole ship.
Right, but she's not, right here, right?
Yeah,
I'll put him in the galley.
Yeah, I did not find any. I didn't find it with my deck one modifier.
I'm gonna take that as a no. Okay. You got the repair sale. Hear that? Just enough for us to fly over the back of the stone. I want us to show that we're on peaceful navigations only.
I can do. You see Knives kind of pull out one of the daggers, kind of flip it over to the gunner. The gunner catches it and then begin working.
As Brigane says that his chest hurts, I walk over to him because you did take damage, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of rub my hands together and place one on his chest, and it feels a little icy, and then it feels a little hot. And you cure yourself for 10 damage.
I wasn't gonna laugh until I saw you guys.
I don't know why that tickled me so much.
It shouldn't have a ticklish feeling. It should really smell like minty fresh.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just
It really helps with the tightness of the joints and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's pleasant. I mean, the scent is wafting over the ship right now.
just completely ripped abs. And
Right, you do work at then. Just be going there.
It's unnatural. I've never been told to.
My face is red, but you can see like a little bit of a rosy tint on my high cheeks.
Got that anime girl ooh face happening.
Mm-hmm.
You got a confused Casimir glancing.
Don't worry about it. We'll explain when you're older.
And there's the arm cross. Tired of not worrying about it. And mutters.
Go down below deck. Go get some food. We got everything up here.
That's it. I'll explain it to you later.
Makes her way down. As the gunner has laid out the return sail, grabbed everything there. The ship does not seem to be pulling away or breaking pace. It is gaining on you. It seems to be getting significantly darker at this point. Almost rapidly so.
How long till, even with like the small detour, how long? Because it took us a good portion of the day to get there. Or does it seem like we're probably getting close to Calliope's regret?
Not yet. You've had very little time back on your destination to get you there. It's
Fair enough.
When you say it's starting to get darker, does it seem like the darkness is coming with that ship?
It does not. The darkness seems to be coming from the other side.
We're about to be in a weird sandwich right now.
As it gets done, I want you to, I'm gesturing to the bosun and knives, I want you to put out every light that you can on deck. Snuff it out, quick as you can. If there are any below deck, make sure that they are near no windows. Is that understood?
The skulls nod.
Looks like you don't have much time.
We're not going to be able to outrun this ship, even if full sail it's getting on us.
Maybe not outrun it, but hopefully we can hide at least in some of the dock.
Are the other two ships from the Hulk like still ablaze, or are they?
No, you're well past them. They've already. They belong to the sea.
Okay.
Under the sea. That's fine. I'll go now.
Is this darkness like, is it getting to be night type darkness?
You are not quite that fortunate. This is a familiar darkness to you,
To me,
to all of you.
to all of us. Oh boy.
Oh. Oh. I don't. What is this?
The dark seems to take shape at this point. Just sort of this pulsating, rolling motion as it sort of solidifies its tendrils. This is the mist.
What the? What is this?
Well, I'll take my chances with the mist and whatever's behind us.
Okay. Just because we just faced off against a water elemental,
Mm-hmm.
it's not taking a semi-humanoid shape.
No,
It's just rolling in.
correct.
Okay, we're just going in. Okay. That was my first thought, was like, we're going to have to fight a mist elemental now. Okay.
Do you think it's coming here to take us somewhere else?
I could not tell you. Way the mist is rolling in, it looks like it's just encompassing the entire what's in front of us entirely.
Correct.
Okay, so there's no. Okay. Ace.
If it doesn't take us, we better prepare the cannons.
Yes, that was good. Out of monkey. Also, prepare the cannons just in case.
Cannons prepared, Captain.
Have to pack the powder. Maybe this time I'll let you shoot something. Oh. I say that. I say that. Oh,
She's already there trying to prep the cannons and kind of standing at the side, hoping she'll get the call.
Oh, if it happens, I'm gonna let that child. That child's gonna see blood today, one way or the other.
And did I know that Kura was in the galleys?
I'm sure it probably became evident at some point, but I'm thinking I'm probably on deck now.
Okay.
I'm downstairs feeding the prisoners. Ex-prisoners.
Yeah, welcome inside.
The type of ammunition that was used previously, that was regular ball, or was that grape shot?
That was just ball.
Yeah, that was just right.
Okay. Seems how Brigade doesn't quite recall a whole lot about what his investigation yielded. When y'all were looking over the ship, did you see anything else other than these cannonballs? Possibly a bunch of little balls to pack in there.
I wish we had. I didn't find any grape shot, right? I'm pretty sure not, yeah. No,
All right.
There's nothing else.
Alrighty then. Just have to pick up some more of these next time I can. I have a bag of 999 ball bearings.
The rogue's best friend.
Yep. Steel ball bearings. And after Cass has powdered and cottoned the one over the stern, I am going to wave away the ball and pack in that that pouch.
All right, very good.
And then I tell him, look, if it gets close enough, I want you to pull this up high and aim for the sails. The mainsail would be best, but just about any can be helped.
Nods, kind of squinting one eye to try to Try to prepare and aim.
I get back to the helm. About as prepared as I think I can get us. Unless you all have any other ideas.
But it's not going to work. I say, let's just see how this plays out. I'm not going to stop the ship, but if they're here to attack us, we can hold them off for a time. Barring that, I can always just jump over to their ship and then kill them.
One thing at a time.
Would the
As you-
temp hit?
Go ahead.
Would the temp hit points from Kura have gone away?
Yeah, they're gone.
By this point, the mist is growing thick around the ship. It's sort of enveloping. It's getting trickier to see the ocean at this point, as it's sort of getting thick and settling just under deck.
I'm going to walk to the prow of the ship. I'm just kind of looking into the mist.
I call for half sailor, so we can slow down since we can't really see what is going on with us. I don't want us to stop completely, but I don't want us to run aground or to run into an island.
All right. Yeah. The bosun and knives set the rigging, go half sail. You feel the ship kind of lurch a little less. Continue its pace, just a bit slower.
Behind us, can I see how far away the other ship is now?
It's definitely coming upon you. It has also gone half sail. I'm gonna say at this point you're looking about 150 yards away.
That I can probably see who's driving. Can I do a perception check?
You certainly can. All right. Are you using your spyglass? Or are you just
I do have a spyglass.
You do?
Does that just give me advantage?
We'll say yes for this.
Yeah, 18.
18.
I rolled one less.
Fair enough. As you raise the glass and look, you see a ship not unlike yours. On first glance, you are seeing a similar skeletal crew working the riggings and everything else. And on the deck, standing very still, is the figure you saw in Starfall. You see someone in complete black armor, and it's almost a void of light. Long ebony great sword, just kind of stuck into the deck, kind of leaning and holding this giant blade.
Well, that is unexpected. Do I remember when we were in Starfall?
Yes, that was only a day or so ago.
You remember the guy wearing all that armor that came into the tavern?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who's driving that ship right now.
Well, considering everything else that's been going on, I can't say I'm surprised, but
Oh, I'm fairly surprised. I thought that guy was dead. I thought he got ripped apart by a giant toad or something.
be that as it may.
It looks like he is slowed down as well, but He'll still be upon us. He saw us go into the mists, and anyone dressed like that also happens to be traveling along the same path we are. I feel like he may be tracking us. Maybe he's mad that we kind of accidentally destroyed the town.
It's entirely possible. Did you see them preparing their guns, anything like that?
Did I notice that spyglass at all?
You didn't see any cannons on this one, however.
Oh, there's no cannons aboard that ship. I think this is just a purely sailing, perhaps even a fishing vessel. There are no cannons that I could see.
Good, that means we have the advantage.
If he wants to fight us, I'm not going to outright kill anyone for no reason.
Sure. You have fun with that. I'm just going to try to get us through the mist.
That as a slider now.
What is your course of actions here?
I'm just back at the helm, trying to keep an eye on if there's anything that we might run aground on. Other than that, nothing.
There's nothing else we can do. We can either sail blindly into the abyss. This guy's going to catch up with us sooner or later. His ship is obviously faster. So I run and tell everyone that this is a figure that I recognize who is aboard that ship. It does not have any cannons upon it. It was the one dressed in all of the armor from Starfarm that collected the bottles. Yeah, the bottles from the tavern.
You come down to the galley and say that?
Because Salem's running the helm. I go and tell everyone.
I'm standing there. I've got potatoes lined out, and I'm sprinkling on it a concoction that I've brewed up. And now taste these and tell me if they taste like chicken after you've eaten them.
Big Crimson.
To all the different guys.
Crimson's there with almost half a potato he's mashing into his mouth. Look, chicken.
Fascinating. Excellent. That's just what I was hoping for. Well, what was that, Brigade?
You remember when we were at Starfall? We were at the Tavern? Remember that big guy in the armor? Or the black armor?
The one that you told to do something or shuffle on, I believe, is what you told him.
I was actually incredibly polite about it. I asked if he wanted to join us. Is that just what you were thinking?
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, so he's in a ship that's coming up to us right now. There are no weapons I can see aboard the ship. Same kind of skeleton crew, but he's just kind of there with a great sword, kind of just standing there, very still. I'm not going to lie. I kind of want to see what he wants to talk, why he's chasing us. I kind of want to see how this plays out, because you haven't noticed the mists are back, and we can't see in front of us anymore.
The mists are back.
Yes, it's taking over the entire ocean at the moment.
Okay, so we're being chased from behind by the man or being that was in the armor, and I'm going to guess he's holding a grudge that we took out his source of celestial blood.
Well, there's no proof that was us. No one saw anything. We just have to keep the child below decks and out of sight. Keep her from talking. But there's no in a court of law, no one could ever prove that it was us. This is not admissible. This is not admissible.
He could be bringing us some good old-fashioned frontier justice. I'm speculating. Maybe he just wants to have a chat. But we're sailing towards the mists with him behind us. So what's our course? Are we going into the mists? Are the mists going to take us?
We are still sailing forward. We're not done here yet. But we have slowed down our approach so apparently as he.
As this conversation is happening, for those on deck, the mist is now rolled over. You can hardly see your feet at this point. And for those in the galley, you are starting to see tendrils of the mist kind of pouring down the stairway. And
dear.
any open window or any porthole, these tendrils are now pouring through and just almost seeming to taste the air as they move around.
As long as they don't physically start actually grabbing stuff, I'm okay with this.
Parvex. And I snap and he flutters to my shoulder, just in case. All right, let's everybody up on deck. Right? Or should we stay down here? What's your say, Captain?
I'd rather meet you sit down and be downstairs. What am I going to do down here?
All right, let's go.
Silva, just in case there's another fight. Come upstairs.
Nods, setting the empty bowl down.
Oh, most definitely.
I feel like we just do the Mega Powers handshake. We're gonna mess this good.
does the shoulder roll and grabs the great sword and kind of makes his way up to deck.
I have to wait because there's no way we're walking shoulder to shoulder. There's no way. Just a lot of beef happening right now.
As you make your way up, almost everything is blotted out by now.
Oh, this can't be good.
Silver's doing the look around.
You expect someone to be following you in this?
He appeared to not really care. He did not change course. He stayed right behind us.
Better sailor than I.
But still unsheaths the blade and sort of just casual ready.
I make my way back up to the helm and look again out to the back, trying my best to see something through the mists.
Give me a perception.
Curiosity, does dark vision help with this at all?
It will not.
Okay.
Right. This is some chunky air.
Yeah, the mist are too thick. It's about 5 C's worth of mist right now because that was a 7.
Should we perhaps ready one of the baubles to take us somewhere? We can certainly always come back to this place.
I'm not going to run mist off of one ship that has no cannons.
How far ahead of like my face can I see? Like 5 feet, 10 feet, no feet.
I'm saying you can see your hand.
I have really long. I'm just kidding. I don't have long arms. Okay.
Oh, long arms brawl, they call me.
That's how you get your pirate name. A yar.
Regain. I don't think it's wise for us to continue. Perhaps we should weigh anchor and let this pass.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I don't yell it to anyone when I say I begin to go around and begin begin the work of weighing and tying up on these sails.
All right. As you do, your new crew is sort of trying to ready themselves for any potential combat.
I walk up to Casimir. Okay, so Salem said as soon as you see the ship, don't shoot as soon as you see the ship. You wait. Wait.
I don't know if I could ever see the ship.
Good point. But you take my meaning, right? You always wait. You have a conversation first. There are a few exceptions, but you always try to have a conversation first. I can't believe that I'm the one saying that.
That's what a good captain would say.
As you do your lean down and talk to Casimir and you pull away, you can feel these little soft tendrils of the mist kind of sticking to your skin. You feel that similar sort of weightiness that you've experienced before.
As I feel this happening, I kind of just stand rooted to this spot and I'm just like looking around at it. And under my breath, I go, "What do you want with us?"
Give me a perception roll.
The 16.
You're positive you hear a whisper from the mist. You're certain it's not from any of the crew, but you hear more feel like a breath on you. But it's something to do die. And you feel the mist envelop, start to wrap around you, pull you away once again.
Just her, all of us.
All of you will be experiencing the same thing.
Okay.
Any last actions before it goes dark?
I just close my eyes. Ah, God, I hate this.
You say it as that familiar cold dampness sort of just wraps around.
Since I think I'm closest to Casimir, I pick her up, hold her in my arms as I have gut rot like planted on the floor on the deck as I wait for it to take us.
And so it does. The dark envelops every last one of you. You feel that familiar pull that seems to be carrying you, carrying your soul, carrying your essence, and then your body. It's like it's hard for you to sort of match up in that sense. And it's just various shades of dark color just swirl in front of your face. Salem, you see something slightly different than everyone else.
Oh, okay.
It comes as a slow movement where a bit of the color and the darkness seems to have a bit of a form. And from it, a very pale, sharp figured face kind of appears before you. It's not, completely visible. Yeah. There is still that haze. But it seems to be looking over you. You are quite interesting. Interesting skill set, yes. Fascinating.
I've made use of these skills plenty. May we, a chance, go through introductions?
I'd very much like to, but I'm afraid we haven't the time now. But rest assured, I am working my fingers to the bone to bring you to me. And we will have all the introductions and everything will be explained to you. And most assuredly, you will be thrilled to work for me. So just keep yourself alive. And you can feel the pressure. You can't see, but you feel the pressure of a finger press and roll down your cheek.
Just going to ignore the intensely creepiness that is.
And with that,
I
the
look
pale.
forward to, yeah. As it dissipates, I just, whether or not it's still there to hear me, I just say, I look forward to our future work endeavors.
You get no response further. It just goes back into the void.
Yeah.
From that, it is completely dark for all of you. You feel movement again. Different than the ocean. Different from the mist. It's a familiar, not threatening on first instinct. There is still movement. It is a bit of a jarring, sort of a bumpy ride sort of feel. Who's to be the first to open their eyes?
I will. I'm carrying a small child. I kind of have to.
Your mind tells you to snap into duty because you have those to take care of.
Yes.
As your eyes, burst open, you look. You are in a rather lovely, verdant forest. You're currently sitting in a horse-drawn cart.
Do I see? What is the first thing besides the horse-drawn cart? What is the first thing I see inside the cart?
You see the rest of this crew. You see Kura, you see Bronlin, you see Salem, and you see the doctor, and you see Casimir.
But no.
Oh,
There is no silver, or crimson, or coral, or any of the bone boys.
At least we get some coordinated inside part of the ship. And it. Proceed.
Aside from this group, you see several young humanoids in the cart with you. On first glance, that looks like you do that quick look around. They seem to be young elves or half elves.
As I open my eyes, I see those and I see the cart. Do I see who's driving the cart?
You definitely see that there's two adult-sized people towards the front of the cart that seem to be in control.
Does everyone else look like they're coming to, aside from Riane?
Yeah, I'm gonna say by this point everyone should be getting their bearings.
still alive. Oh boy. You never get used to it, you know?
Is there sky and sun or?
Oh yes, it is. It is lovely out. It is a nice warm sun. There is a blue sky. There are tall trees, and you are in one of 3 horse-drawn carts.
How many of the elvish-looking folks are there?
In your cart, you're looking at about another 5 or 6, and you can assume that the other carts are probably also fairly full with with young ones.
Do they look startled, as if we've just popped out of thin air?
They look confused. Not startled, not really afraid. Just like just a watchful eye on the appearance of the new riders.
Can any of you tell us exactly where we are right now?
A couple of them, make glance at each other. One is up. Yes. You can see he's holding a compass. And he's sort of just like pointing the compass around. No.
Can you tell us where we're headed?
No, we're heading to camp.
Is this your homeland?
No. I mean, yeah, I've only lived in the city. I've never really been out this far.
What city was that?
Dostin. But
And now, what's happening at camp?
we're gonna learn to be the other kid kind of nudging on the side. We're learning who we are. We're learning how to, kind of looks like bashful or maybe a little shame, how to be one with nature again. Because that's where our ancestors and forefathers did. We're not supposed to just know the city. We're supposed to know the trees and the bugs and the deer.
And these are all half elves.
It looks
Or-
like there's
or
some
si-
elves and some half elves.
And they're
mixed
all
into.
they're all young.
They're all fairly young.
My definition of young for elves is odd.
That's fair.
But
On,
none of them seem to be at least. None of them seem 100 years old.
No, most definitely
Okay.
not.
Because that is the 18. That is 18 for elves.
We're on our way to a summer retreat for getting back to nature. Your parents put you on this path?
Didn't yours?
No.
Well, at that point, I'll look down at myself. Like, do I look the same age or?
You do look the same age, I'm afraid.
Do we all de-age? Is that what you're saying here?
No.
Well, that's
you did
that,
not.
that was a quick theory that I just had
Oh,
to.
I
God.
appreciate that.
Oh,
Uh,
I couldn't go back to being 7'8". It was a nightmare.
Like the squeaky voice.
So,
all right. I guess on to camp then.
It shouldn't be too much longer. Kid kind of nestles himself up, and you're hearing the chatter coming from the other carriages. And some seems to be excitement, others just seem to be very nervous about being in the great outdoors.
I say, I ask in Elvish. So, what is the name of this country we are in? What is world that we are in?
The world we're in?
What do you call this place where you live? Not the town, but the place, all the surrounding land. What do you call it?
Child looks very perplexed by the question. I I don't I don't understand. As the child is tripping on their words, um, one of the figures at the front of the carriage, they seem to be wearing a very a lightweight, fairly simplified druid robes. You see a bit of a wooden crown, nothing very regal. It's just much more lightweight and sort of symbolic in a sense. But it is a slightly older looking elvish woman who kind of stands up on the deck. All right, everyone, we're almost there. Everyone get ready. We just have to pick up one final girl and we'll be there. And that is where we're ending.
I don't like it.
Final girl.
The
Horror
term
themes.
yes.
I don't know about that.
Apparently we're being chased from world to world by freaking Meta Knight.
It's fine.
It's fine. Meta Knight undoubtedly wants to be your friend.
Yeah, that's
How old does the elf look? The elf woman.
The one who spoke up, the adult leading it, still fairly young by elvish standards. As Brigade would have stated, probably around that 100-year mark.
So just an actual adult among children. The camp counselor, essentially.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come on, you know I had to do something fun for Halloween.
This should get interesting.
The final. Oh God.
I thought for sure when you were like, oh, you feel the gentle rocking, and you wake up in a cart, and I thought for sure the first words were going to be, hey you, finally awake.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
crossing the border, right? Walked right into an Imperial ambush. It's the same as us.
Don't think it didn't cross my mind.
It's still making the mead with the juniper berries.
Okay, folks.
Yep.
I think we
Get
have
outta
some
here.
outro announcements.
Yes.
Who wants to kick it off?
Okay. Well, so tomorrow, definitely go check our friends over at Dirty Deeds. They have their show on Wednesday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Having saved the city of Newsire, the Fallen Star Company hits the road towards the Mournlands as their dreams come true to haunt them. Dreams continue to haunt them. Ugh. Oh, that would be a scary thought. What dangers lie ahead within that blasted wasteland?
Brand's like, dreams
Yes,
coming
dreams
true.
come-
to haunt.
Also, check out our friends, the Velkin Weave. They are just before we do, every Tuesday, with the legendary DM Eric Menge. The Velkin Weave have to contend. Words are hard. It's late. The Velkin Weave have to contend with a battle for luck between the gods of good and bad luck, while also investigating deep into the Underdark to find out what nefarious beings are perpetrating dark acts.
And don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free and you don't miss any of the action and access to all of the shows and content. Your likes and positive comments on the videos helps future adventurers find out about the shows.
And just want to remind you all again, the Games Tavern, along with our friends on other streaming channels, have set up a huge charity stream super weekends this month for our Operation Supply Drop. 90% of each dollar goes directly to programs for veterans and their families. So thanks to your support during this show, we have raised $545 to help support programs for veterans and their families. But you can donate now and support these great programs.
And a humongous thank you to Shard Tabletop for sponsoring this show. Go to the link in the chat and check it out for yourselves. Use the code TGT Shard20, TGT Shard20 to get your 20% bonus discount on a subscription.
And now it is time to talk about where you can find us, the cast. Woo! I'm Jess. I play Bronlyn, our tiefling druid. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at Jess the Human. That's JESTHEHUMAN. And this Sunday, October 17th at 9 a.m., you can check out my Twitch channel. I'll be hosting a St. Jude's charity stream, and it's actually pirate themed. So it should be spooky. Are you ready? Popcorn and get over to Laura.
All right. My name is Laura Perard, and I play Kura, and that's also how you can find me on Twitch and Twitter is at Laura Perard. My name all squished together. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Laura_Perard. And I'll popcorn to Daryl.
Hi, I'm Daryl. I play Brigade Stone Built, your Goliath Rune Knight fighter. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Mr_Daryl Dorsey. And also you usually find me on random times kicking around on Twitch, sometimes before, sometimes during, and sometimes after Jess the Human is streaming, usually at my own little weird whims. I will be putting that in chat, and I will popcorn it over to Matt.
Me. I'm Matt Fellman, and you can find me pretty much on all the social medias as Matt Fellman. Pretty much what it says down here on the little thing. And I stream randomly when I'm playing Dead by Daylight, but doing some fun stuff like that. Hoping to pick up some more fun stuff during the Black Friday Steam sale, so we'll expand our repertoire. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Kyle.
Hi, I'm Kyle. You can find me on Twitter at Lord Kyle K. And tonight I was Salem Klein, your resident human rogue. And I'm going to give it away to Bran.
All right, I'm Bran. I was your DM tonight. Someday I'll stream games I'm playing. In the meantime, you can find me at Twitter, Voice of Bran, or also Twitter, Spirit O' the Wilds, if you want to know what I'm doing with my time when I am not with these lovely people.
Making awesome candles.
It does smell. I actually did a ocean scent for the day. I don't know if you can tell from here.
Oh, it smells great. Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great night, Wild Ones.
And we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye, friends.
Bye.
Wait us.
Thanks, Noah.